Thank you, dear listeners, for taking out time to tune in to another episode of The Spark. We are committed to bringing you the most captivating stories of some professionals, unveiling the challenging transitions and secrets to their successful journeys to guide your career path. My name is Mabel Shu, and I am your host. My guest for today is Sebastian Appiah, known to many as SEBS. Sebastian is the founder and CEO of SEBS Inspiration, which is a hub and community focused on inspiring individuals and nurturing an environment that encourages personal growth and excellence. Sebastian, welcome to my podcast.
Thank you so much, Mabel. It's an honor to be on your podcast, on your channel today. Really nice to meet you.
It's really great to have you as well, Sebastian. So I will just go straight. Sebastian, I would like you to share the story of when you were a kid. You remember the question they used to ask us when we were younger? What do you want to become when you grow up? So I'd like you to share with us what it is you wanted to become when you were a kid.
Wow, this is an amazing and an interesting question. When I was a kid, what did I wanted to become? This question, anytime we ask people about this, many people have wonderful answers to give. To some, they may say, when I was a kid, I wanted to be a doctor, I wanted to be a lawyer, a pharmacist. It does happen on several occasions, but that's not my story. Because when growing up or when I was a kid, the things I wanted to become had no labels on them. When you ask me that, what do I want to become? And I tell you, I want to become a doctor, I want to become a pharmacist, an engineer, a lawyer. Those are labels,
Right.
But growing up, I didn't have labels to the things I wanted to become. Actually, my dad, I come from humble beginnings. My parents, I wouldn't say they were even in middle class. I'm coming from a very humble background. And, for parents, when kids, when they give birth to kids, especially if they are coming from very humble beginnings, the things they were unable to do, the things they were unable to accomplish, they dream and they wish the same thing for their wards.
Right.
So for my father, he wanted to, I'm the firstborn of my parents.
Welcome to the club.
Yeah, I'm the firstborn. We are four in number. Yeah, so a kid sister, then a brother, then last born is a sister. So my father wanted his firstborn to be a medical doctor. So, when you are growing up like that, because your father says, I want you to be a medical doctor, because your mother dreams of you becoming a medical doctor or something, those are, let me say, the dreams you as a child, you also pick up and you run with.
Exactly.
But, these dreams are not coming from within. These dreams are coming from external factors or external influences, whether it's coming from parents or it's coming from friends or it's coming from the community you find yourself in. So yeah, growing up, I had, a little bit, I want to be a doctor, but if I'll be honest with you, I was not really passionate about being a doctor because my passion is irresistible. So if I had that passion or that great aspiration and desire of being a medical doctor, I would have been by now, honestly. But then growing up, because I came from humble beginnings, one of the main things I really desired to do or to become was, number one, I wanted to become a great person. Because I wasn't really coming from a great family.
Yeah.
I wanted to become a wealthy person because I wasn't coming from a wealthy background. I I wanted to come from, I wanted to be an influential person because I wasn't coming from an influential background. And
Okay.
I wanted to become an impactful person because I wasn't coming from a family or a background that was, I mean, filled with lots of impactors, or should you say global impactors, etc. So
Hmm.
deep down, these were my dreams, things that
Right.
were within me,
Mm-hmm.
although I didn't have labels to them. So I want to become great, but as to which field I'm going to become great, which profession I'm going to become great,
Yeah. Yeah.
patient I was going to become great, I left it to life and to time to
Right.
it till,
That
yeah. So
that's usually
that's
the challenge part.
background was.
Oh
Yeah,
wow. So you didn't want to become a title holder. You wanted to become someone that influences people. But then you went on to do agriculture at the
yeah,
university. So you have a
yeah,
degree in agriculture.
yeah.
So how did you move from wanting to become an influential person to getting to do agriculture at the university?
Wow, this is an amazing question. So agriculture was not something, should I say, was not something I chose. It was something that was given to me. You
Okay.
know, you come to a point in your life that there are some things that you don't ask for them and they are giving to you.
Mm-hmm.
Why do I say that? So during my high school, secondary school WASI examination,
Mm-hmm.
that was a week to write my first paper, WASI. I lost my father.
Mm.
And when I lost my father, that was the end of studying for the WASI because I
Okay.
couldn't focus again. I couldn't study anything again. In fact,
Yeah.
I didn't stay in school during the
I can
WASI.
imagine.
I was coming home. That time, my father was at the mortuary,
Mm.
a whole back and forth with family issues, funeral arrangements.
Mm-hmm.
I'm the firstborn.
Yeah, the
And at that time also,
responsibilities.
exactly. And at that time
Yeah.
also, I was just 19 years. I
Oh
was
wow.
just 19 years going through, in this tough period.
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't have the brains to study, but though the WASI needs to be written. So I sat down for the WASI, all the papers. You know, I was a science student.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, yeah, I read science because still following my father's dream. Do you understand? He was a medical doctor in the house. So I went through the science during my secondary school level, and I sat for the WASI, and because I didn't have the brains, the focus to be able to write the paper,
Mm-hmm.
I didn't fail the paper, but to be able to pursue the medical profession, that's whether pharmacy or medicine, you need
Mm-hmm.
to have certain grades and
Okay.
certain aggregates before you can be able to be shortlisted to pursue those programs. And I was out of those cutoff points. So
Oh.
due to that, the other options that were available per the options I choose for the university, agriculture was part of it. So
Okay.
let me say agriculture was more like my last choice, but
Mm, right.
because I should someone would say I'm a disappointed medical person. I'm a disappointed medical student. Yeah, so I went into the agriculture, and then I went through it for the my undergrad, and
Mm.
then that was it. But to be honest with you, as I speak right now, I'm not even practicing what I studied in school. I'm in a whole different profession or occupation altogether. Do you
Yes,
understand?
for
Yeah.
for someone who is running an inspiration hub, I don't think you really needed the background in agriculture. But I also realized that you have skills in communication, public relations, and digital marketing. So
Yeah,
when did you pick up on these skills? Because for you to be able to even start an inspirational club or hub, you
yeah,
at least need the skills in communication and public relations. So
yeah.
can you just share with us when exactly you picked up these skills and why? Because again, looking at the background in agriculture, you might not necessarily have needed these. So why did you
Yeah.
pick up this?
So let me say that so when my father died, which was somewhere around 2015,
Mhm.
when he died, now automatically I became a father.
Of course. Yeah, you're forced
So
responsibilities at a
yes,
young age.
so lots of responsibilities. So now I need to think outside the box.
Right.
It was within that same year I passed the WASI, of course,
Mm-hmm.
and then but just that I didn't get the program I was looking up to, but I did pass the WASI thanks to God, and I'm a man of faith also. So I
Right.
passed the WASI and I went to the uni, but that is where the hustle really began. Now I have to find ways. My dad was the breadwinner of the house, so if he's no more there, out, I need to survive.
Yeah, of
So
course.
I picked up a lot of these soft skills.
Okay.
I picked up a lot of these soft skills. First and foremost, growing up, I've always been a good communicator
Okay.
because although the label, the inspirational label started in 2015, but I've always been a public speaker from um, between the ages of 12 and 14. I started speaking at church, started speaking in my school. I was speaking to my seniors at the JHS level,
Interesting.
um, group discussions. I always took lead in so many things.
But in one of
Growing
your
up,
posts, I remember you said you were a shy person. So how is it that a shy person started public speaking at the age of 12 or 13?
I know, right? So that's the interesting thing about me. Technically, or basically, I'm a shy person. Even as I'm
Interesting.
speaking to you right now, I'm still a shy person. When I
Okay.
tell people that I'm shy, they don't believe it
Yeah, you're the
because
founder, you're the CEO of SEBS Inspiration. So for you to say you're a shy person and you're still able to bring together audiences and provide motivation and encouragement, it doesn't, like, I'm trying to marry the two and I'm not able to.
yes. So I'm someone that you never know that I'm a shy person until you look at me outside the stage.
Okay. Okay.
I'm passionate at what I do. So when I'm doing something, whether professionally, whether by my Christian faith, whether it's ministry or whatever it is, when I'm doing something, I put my all into that thing.
Okay. I think I
In,
get it.
in terms of personality, I have a
Yeah.
shy personality.
Okay.
It
Okay.
takes a while for me to be able to interact with people, play with people,
Mm.
communicate freely with people. But
Mhm.
when I come on stage, everything is organized from how I'm going to introduce myself to the time I'm going to leave the stage. Everything is organized in my mind or in my
Okay.
heart or in my spirit. So
Right.
the flow and the inspiration just takes over. But when I'm off the stage
Yeah,
and
another
you meet
person.
the person, when I'm off the stage and you meet me in person, then it becomes a whole different. Now you've come to meet me,
Yeah,
not
right.
the
The-
inspirational leader or
yeah,
whoever
not
you may
not the
see me
set
to be.
of Seb's inspiration, but the
Exactly,
Sebastian himself. Okay,
exactly.
Sebastian, just um, what was your inspiration behind starting Seb's Inspiration?
That's amazing. Wonderful question. Like I said, growing up from the age of 12, 13, 14, I was speaking to people, but um, those I was preaching to people actually, because those were the period where I took my Christian faith very seriously. And
Mm-hmm.
preaching is all about disseminating information for the purpose of impacting others and transforming people,
All right.
and I've
Yeah.
been doing that for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
But the word inspiration, I took on the label
Mm-hmm.
inspiration after my father died.
Right.
So
Right.
here's the story behind it. When my father died, during those times, I'll be on Facebook and then I'll be writing my thoughts there. And those who were connected with me on Facebook at that time, they saw the things I was doing.
Mm-hmm.
They knew I was preaching, but when my father died, people thought I was going to give up. I was
Oh.
going to, I was going to be all teary.
Mm-hmm.
My energy in showing up was going to diminish. But people saw something different. They realized that although my father was dead, but
Mm-hmm.
instead of shying away from the public space, I was rather showing up and I was encouraging people, inspiring people. And those times, people were calling me SEBS because SEBS is the name I chose for myself. I'm Sebastian. I
Mm-hmm.
chose to shorten Sebastian and go with SEBS
Mm-hmm.
because growing up, I decided that I don't want to live by the name my father gave me. I want to live by the name I've given myself and
Right.
build a legacy around it. That is why everything I do revolves around the brand name SEPS.
Mm-hmm.
So people were looking at what I was doing, encouraging people, even though my father was dead. The very Saturday my father died, I was still sharing, encouraging people on Facebook and all that. And those who were around will comment, wow, Seps is motivation.
Mm-hmm.
Seps is a motivational person. Seps is very inspiring. This is inspirational. Seps inspiration. So someone made the statement, Seps inspiration. I said, okay, I think I'm going to run with this.
Oh.
So from
Wow.
those comments
Yeah.
that people made, seeing that this young boy,
Mm-hmm.
19 years of age, he
Yeah.
has lost his father and he's still encouraging others and
Yeah.
inspiring others. This guy is an inspiration. So they called me Seb's Inspiration, and that name stuck from 2015 up till now.
That's
And
almost
over
10
these
years now.
yeah, that's 9 years and 6 months now.
Sabs, thank you so much for sharing that with us. It's been nine years, 6 months, like you mentioned. I know that having to lose a dad at an early age like that, it could be very challenging. But apart from that, running SEBS Inspiration is like having a business. It's because you're managing people, you're managing processes. What are some of the challenges that you've encountered during this period? And how have you been able to maneuver your way through and still stay sane up until this day?
Wow, that's amazing. When I started, I said I started, I'm coming from a humble background. And, when you are coming from a humble background, one of your major challenges would be the finances. Every person who comes from a humble background will have issues with finances.
Yep.
you know
Yep.
so when you are starting, for example, you are having a startup or you are trying to start something for yourself, definitely you are going to face a lot of financial issues,
Mm-hmm.
trying to keep it running, trying to fund it, among others. So those were some of the challenges I was confronted with. Other so yeah, so those kind of challenges would uh, get you a bit stuck because there is nothing that we do or we run when it comes organizations. There is nothing that you can do without money.
Mm-hmm.
So that one was a challenge.
Yeah.
Apart from that, because those moments also, I went through series periods of depression. I went
Mm-hmm.
through seasons of anxieties, among others.
Yeah.
Those also, I mean, they had a negative effect on me. I went through inferiority complex, I went through academic issues. There were also issues with consistency. At a point in time, I was not consistent.
Yeah.
And
Right.
these were all challenges that I went through. And every person who is starting something for themselves, whether it's a business or whether it's an organization whatsoever, you must be looking forward to some of these 3 or 4 key challenges. Number one,
Yeah.
the financial aspect. You are going
Mm-hmm.
to you are going to be faced with a couple of finances when you want to start something and you don't have the funding or the seed fund to be
Yeah.
able to run with it. What are the coping mechanisms you are going to use to overcome them? You're
Mm-hmm.
also going to have issues with consistency. If you start something, you must ensure that you are consistent in it.
Yeah.
I was consistent in routines, but not
Okay.
consistent in growth. And those are two
Oh, that's
different things.
interesting. That's
You know,
very
you can be
interesting.
very consistent with your routine. The fact that you are following a particular routine doesn't mean that there is going to be growth or there is growth.
That's very interesting. Like it's I'm just
Very,
thinking
very
about
interesting.
yeah, I'm thinking about it now and it's just getting me. I'm reflecting on yeah, I'm saying I'm consistent, but what exactly have I been consistent with? I think that's a question that most of us need to ponder on. Um, so Seb,
Exactly.
in this entire process from your educational journey up until where you are now, did you have a mentor to guide you or to tell you that this is what you could do, what you should not, or something?
Okay. I don't believe in um, um, a self-made man.
Okay.
But if I'll be honest with you, I didn't have mentors, but I
Mm,
wished I did.
right.
I didn't have a mentor, someone who was going to guide me at
Mm-hmm.
every step on the way,
Mm-hmm.
offer me
But
counseling and all those things. I didn't have something like that.
but do you
Um,
think that if you had a mentor, maybe things would have been different for you?
exactly. If I had a mentor, if
The
I had a
energy you
mentor,
used in saying the exactly already says
yes.
a lot.
Honestly, if I had a mentor, it would have
Yeah.
been a game changer. I mean, a game changer for me because
Right.
I'm a great visionary. I'm
Okay.
someone that I think very big. But you know, this world, whoever you wish to become or whatever you want to achieve, you can't do it alone.
Yeah, you can't.
Yeah, you
You
can't do it alone.
yeah, that's true.
Even trees and plants, they don't survive alone. You
Yes,
know,
exactly.
the tree is there, very tall, very erect, but it depends on the roots. You know, those
Mm,
roots, it depends on that sunlight.
exactly.
So everything in life revolves and rotates around systems and ecosystems. Do you understand? And
Right.
having a mentor would have been a great inspiration to my inspiration. But
Exactly.
I didn't get access to that. However, I celebrate my little wins and I celebrate the little things I've been able to do or I've started doing without mentors. But
Mm-hmm.
then if anyone wants to pursue anything that is big, wants to start a business, a startup, wants to fulfill their dreams, you need mentors. You need people to go to. You need
Yeah.
people to counsel you. You need
Yeah,
people
to
to
hold
advise
your hand.
you, to
Exactly.
hold you, to
Exactly. Yeah,
empower you. Do you
exactly.
understand?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I will recommend mentorship for everyone who wants to start something big for themselves.
And
Honestly.
I'm happy that you're even using the SEBS inspiration to also provide guidance to some of us. To
Yes.
some of us.
Yes.
So,
Yes.
Sebastian, this is what is the one thing you find most rewarding now, or what is one of your biggest achievements so far?
Wow. Well, let me say that.
It's a
Let me
tricky
say that.
question.
Let me say that the fact that I'm being a voice to the voiceless, a hope to the hopeless,
Yeah, right.
inspiration to one who is expiring.
Yeah.
I think it gives me a lot of inner joy. You
Yeah, I
know,
can imagine.
you should see my face and my mood when well, yes, when let's say I give out my inspirational speeches
Yeah.
at conferences, summits and bigger events
Mm-hmm.
and people are empowered and they will just come, hi, I was just so empowered by what you said. I was just so I mean, those things it really move me. It
Yeah.
gets me very excited
Yeah, I can
all the
imagine.
time.
I can
Yeah, it
imagine.
gets me really excited. I'll be so happy. I'll be smiling. Sometimes I can get a text. Someone, a friend. I think when he was in tertiary, I think I there was a program that was invited to, so I spoke at that event,
Mhm.
and this gentleman happens to be there. He's currently at the UK. I don't remember him, but he texted me earlier this year, and he said, Sebs, I know you don't remember me. I'm in UK now, but I remember when you said this and that and that, and that was
Mhm.
all I needed.
Yeah, I
I was
know.
so touched
Yeah.
by those compliments and those kind
Mhm.
words. And that's what I've always wanted to do, because I found inspiration in, should I say, myself or in God.
Yeah.
And I also want to inspire others as I've also been inspired. But
Oh, that's nice.
yeah, because of what I do, I have I I've been in conversations with a lot of people,
Yeah.
and honestly, people are bleeding, if I should use that word.
Yeah,
People are
people
really
are
smiling,
struggling.
but they are
Yeah.
hurting.
Yes.
People are showing up, giving you all the makeups, but
Pretending
they
to
are
be
all made
okay.
ups.
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly. They're giving you all the
And, and
makeups,
and
but they are
I've been
all
in that
made up.
situation before.
Yeah,
I've been in
right.
that situation before because I'm someone that, you know, um, I withdraw. I won't let you know my pain.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
Those years, today I'm sharing my story. But during those times, no one would have believed me if I
Yes.
said I was struggling with this, I was going through this, I was going
Mm-hmm.
through that. No one would believe. This year I was sharing with a very close friend of mine from campus about some of the challenges I used to have, even when we met, we ate together, among others. I was showing her the gaps in certain decisions and certain attitudes of mine that probably during those times she didn't understand. Then
Yeah.
she realized that it was because I was going through this, I was going through that. You know what she said? She said, Sebs, so you mean you were really going through all these things? You
Mm-hmm.
never told me about it. I knew nothing about. I said, yes,
You can't always share everything.
I share everything, but
Yeah,
they
you
were
can't
they,
always
they
share
were
everything.
hunting me from the inside, eating me up among others. And there are
No.
so many people out there who are
Yeah.
going through similar
Yeah.
issues. And these
Yeah.
are people with great futures. These are
Exactly.
people with great stories to tell. These
Yeah.
are people who are going to be influencers. These are people who are going to be the next techpreneurs. The next Bill Gates is probably somewhere struggling to make ends meet.
It's also
People
one of
have
the reasons. It's sorry. It's also one of the reasons why I'm trying to like just provide a safe space for people to share their stories, so
You
that
are
people
doing an
out there
incredible work.
should know that there are other people too who are going through,
Mhm.
if not worse, maybe like similar situations that they've been
That's
through, and
amazing.
it's okay to sometimes feel like you don't know where, you don't know how to move ahead. But the one thing that I believe in is always take a step forward. You see, that's why when you
Yeah.
were talking about consistency, I was very keen on that. There's something about being consistent. It doesn't matter how difficult it might seem. If you don't take the
Mhm.
first step, it will be very difficult. And if there's also
Exactly.
one thing I learned this year, is that you grow by building others. That's and
Mm.
yeah, and you just said it in one of the statements before, that you
Yes.
can't do anything alone. You
That's
cannot.
amazing.
Yeah, you cannot do anything alone. So,
Mm.
Sebs, thank you very much. But my last question is not even a question. It's just so you if you were to advise, just to give a piece of advice to um maybe those who are in the university now and will be going out soon and have to make decisions with life, with career, and even those who are in a specific career now and are not even finding themselves comfortable or are struggling to still find their passion, what would you tell them? If you had somebody present now, what would you advise them?
Wow, that's amazing. So first of all, sometimes people can be tempted to overlook certain, especially if you're in a university and probably you are reading a program you are not really passionate about. You may think that it doesn't make any sense or there is no meaning to it, but hey, there is meaning to everything. Everything that we are doing today has a purpose. Today, interestingly, you said that I'm currently not using the agriculture among others. But do you know the funny thing? When I'm at the office where I'm working, sometimes people come to the office and I give them agripreneurial advices.
Oh,
I
okay.
give them tips. I still have the knowledge there. And as I'm
Right.
speaking to you right now, I'm going to go back to agric very soon. Now, everything I'm doing is inspiration, but there is also the other business aspect that I've also been started, and very soon they are going to come out. Yes, but I'm also a business person. There are businesses in agric that I have a business proposal already there that I'm going to pursue with my team, even in the agric sector. So the agric thing that I studied on campus is not going to be wasted. Truth is, whatever experience program that we study or whatever we go through is never a waste,
Right.
whether it is positive or negative. Scripture says all things work for good, not for bad. All things. So it can be the bad thing is even working for your good. It can be the good thing working for your good. Whatever that we are confronted with, whether in our professional career, in our relationship, in our experiences, in our education, everything is working out for our good. And we must embrace everything. We must see purpose in everything. We must admire everything, and we must be very consistent. We must be hardworking. Most important, we must believe in ourselves. Because if I didn't believe in myself, I would have given up. But I've always believed in myself from childhood up till now. And there are so many things that I'm believing in myself to do and to achieve in the years ahead. I'm not going to waste any time. I'm not going to look down on myself. So never at any point in time look down on yourself. Most importantly, ladies and gentlemen, you must explore. You must explore. You must try new things. You must, because don't limit yourselves to labels. Don't limit yourselves to I studied engineering. I studied tech. I studied pharmacy. No, you must explore. You must decide to know so many things. You must decide to know so many things. Build your communication skills, build your leadership skills, build your tech skills. And when there is something trending going on, try to, peep your curiosity to know what is happening, and try to learn a thing or two. Then you move with it, so that the world does not go ahead of you and you'll be marking time behind. The world is evolving. So you must keep on exploring. Yeah. Yes, the routine is very important. You must be consistent with the routine, but you must build structures for it. And that is my success story.
Oh, wow.
I built routines for a long time, but in the end, I built specific structures for my organization. And now I'm reaping its benefits and telling its success story. Thank you so much, Mabel.
Thank you so much, Sebs. It's been amazing talking with you. One of the things that struck me most is when you said you were consistent with your routines, but not with your growth. I need to go back and sit down and reflect on this again. And to all those who have been listening to me, I'm hoping that you're going to take time to listen to the next episode that will be coming up soon. But until then, don't give up.